Welcome to the Benjamin Zulu Show. So you are an ardent student of life, an ardent student of Benjamin Zulu. You followed his teachings, well, according to, your ability. Got married, got children, and you thought you got married for love, but then something else is happening here. You realize your partner loves, adores the children more than they do you. Their attention has shifted. What do you do then? Even I want to know. Zulu.
And thank you for bringing that up. And let's be careful not to marry a person who seems very eager about children.
Oh.
So when a person seems very eager about children, it's a good thing, and we all talk about it when we are dating. It's part of our conversations.
Yes.
But there's a difference.
Okay.
Marriage, a healthy person wants marriage, and they're hoping they'll also get blessed with children.
Yes.
All right?
Yes.
But they are marrying for companionship primarily.
Okay.
If a person seems so eager, they even want to get the child first. They even think, or they swear that they need children very much. Some of them come from families that are small and they fear extinction. If a person is the only child, for example,
Yes.
or for some reason they're under pressure to produce continuity,
Yes.
some pressure from some place,
Yes.
hey, whatever circumstances it is,
Uh-huh.
they fear about their own ability to get a child, or if you feel any need and a demand for a child, this is a recipe for problems. When finally the child arrives, all their heart will transfer to the children, and you will become a bridge we used to cross to get here.
Yemeni.
Be careful. Should you fail to get children, then you'll be discarded for another with whom they can get children. We all may desire children, but there's a place for discernment and balance. And with what motive?
Yeah.
The people whose identity is in the children, who's their proof of being woman or being man. Also, if they are specific about the gender,
No, it gets worse.
people may want, and I told you to let God decide some things for you. It's okay to desire a baby girl, baby boy, but ask God for that. But also leaving room that your will be done.
Yes.
You may desire a baby boy, but he will not always be a baby. And if you're a lady and you're alone, stop looking for men. Eh? Don't ask for a baby boy when you're alone. Eh?
No.
Please. Eh? I'm not saying you can't ask for anything, but don't manipulate systems. Go to hospital looking particularly for a baby boy. Because, and when those who already have it will have to deal with the situation and do what they can.
Yeah.
But I'm warning people who are outside and they don't know what it means. Boys have another demand, and their trajectory of life is different. I've seen a lot of mistakes, mothers handling baby boys as if they're daughters. They go to shower with them, changing clothes when the boys are around, and trying to communicate the same way, venting. You don't vent to boys. You give them orders, ask them to, if they don't obey, you punish. They learn this must be followed. Don't vent and tell them they're making you stressful. I've seen the wrong kind of communication among mothers and their sons, especially when they have to journey with them alone. If you find yourself in that situation, outsource, get mentorship, get coaching. But if you don't have a child yet and you're looking for, and you know you will not have the father in raising the boy, many of the boys you are seeing were very twisted and unbalanced. And because of this kind of person who just wanted a baby boy without thinking the baby will become a man one day, and they will also need manly mentorship. As I told you, Obama was raised by a mother when the father was far away.
Yes.
You can always raise men even when you're a lady.
Yeah.
But you need to know it's a huge task. Before you go asking for it, check whether you have the capacity for it. It's work. Raising a boy is a different experience. They also become very mechanical and aggressive. They go to the water dispenser, go to the socket, go to the go the other. And instead of you getting angry and resenting and shouting at them, you transform your house when the boy is about 1 year to 3 years. That's the point they run around. People call it terrific 2 or whatever. That age when
I'm not so sure they go with terrific, but
I'm trying to speak that language. People are trying to speak positively to handle the situation.
Good job.
To handle the situation.
Yes.
But it's just to tell you to don't be dogmatic about the gender of the child you want. Ask for a healthy child.
Good.
For the child you have a grace for.
Yes.
Because journeying with a daughter has its own requirements. Journeying with a son has its own requirements.
Yeah.
Journeying with the twins, people are also obsessed about twins, has its own requirements. At some point, it will be both emotional, financial, logistically, practically. This time, the kids are the center of attention. They need so much.
Yeah.
So while you are dating, be careful with the people who are dogmatic about a child. Because children are a gift. Gifts are not mandatory. When you go to the supermarket, you shop and pay. Sometimes they may have discounts and additions free. Those are children now. The thing you get is marriage.
Yeah.
When you add the children, be happy.
Yes.
But they are not compulsory. You don't say, no, I've stopped buying. You're not giving me gifts.
No, you can't.
You budgeted. I needed this and that.
Yeah.
Prepare to be a wife. Prepare to be a husband. And hope that God will bless you with children as well. Okay?
I like that.
Stop there.
I like that. I like that.
Stop there.
Yes.
I want a woman I want to do life with. The other problem of focusing on children is they will also grow and leave. And these are parents who can't release them to be adults of their own. You transferred your identity and the reason to exist to the children, and you removed your attention to one-to-one mothers especially. They get children, and because they bring their energy to the children, and they abandon the man, and he's over there, and they're just with the children, and they go. These are the terrible mother-in-laws, because the child has gotten married, they're an adult of their own. You still want to continue having a say, advising them on everything, give an opinion, calling them, repeat, and you have your own man here. Can you talk to your partner? This one isn't somebody's partner now. So if you find a person who's too dogmatic with children, this is the precursor to a parent who will transfer all their energy to the child and abandon you as a partner. In these dynasties, rich families, they usually need a child to continue their dynasty.
Yeah.
And they may marry you as a producer of a child. And you know the idea.
Yes.
And so you're under pressure always. And this culture of following up the pregnancy 1 month, 2 months came from those families, because the child was a kingdom thing. This is the future of this kingdom.
Yes.
Today, people who don't have 1 square foot of territory are dating us about their pregnancies. Please study a little bit of history. Some children who are already appointed kings, and we knew this is our next future.
Yes.
That's why we are following up on how our next future is doing.
Yes.
Why are people showing us their things?
What's in my 1 square?
Please. so the early signs that a person might abandon you for the children is if they must have a daughter, must have a son, must have children, must give their parents grandchildren. They must, if when you hear that force that they must, back off.
You're not in the equation.
Back off. You're only a means to an end.
Yes.
The children are the end. Be very careful. So then, who is a balanced person? A person who wants you for you. They wanted a friend to stumble through life with. I loved that poem that really, I love your companion is a friend with whom you trip, fall, rise, laugh, run, sit, rest, move again through life with. Children are additions, and children are seasonal. They become adults soon, and they leave.
Yeah.
That's our son, that's our daughter, but they are no longer children.
No.
Are you a child? So your parents have a daughter.
They do.
But the daughter is alive now.
That is true. That is true.
What if your dad was here enmeshed and you are closer to him than he is closer to the wife? And he asking every decision from you, picking your mind, so that it's not healthy friendship of dad and daughter. It's an enmeshment and emotional codependency? Will you go on now to have your life and your family?
How?
Your mother will resent you because you replaced her.
Mm-hmm.
And your dad will demand attention the same from you while you already have your man,
Yeah.
your family, or your life, or your career.
Yeah.
Or now you want to take a direction you know he is not happy about. You want to experiment new directions which they are not known to. Because again, when you are enmeshed with a person, you feel like you want them to follow the path you want. You never release them enough to explore.
Yeah.
Okay? So you want a person who wants you for you. And this is the same. If you learn to keep intimacy for marriage, you'll avoid these tropes of people who tell you get pregnant first so that we officiate things.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
The people who tell you they had other lovers who are not able to conceive, so they want to make sure you conceive so that now you're not being married for yourself. You're being married for something that is not in your control.
It is not. It is not.
Please, promise only what you can deliver. Are we together?
Yep. Can be a good wife.
But please.
Can be a friend.
Promise what you know is in your power to deliver. The other things, God helping us, we'll do them together.
Wasn't that the idea, though, of marriage? Then we went and complicated things.
Yes. And as I told you, ladies also nowadays want to know what I can do for her romantically or in bed before she can marry me. Or she has experienced where there was a lot of strife about the man being infertile, and she wants to confirm that you can make up and you can conceive before we. If a person brings that topic, just know we don't share values, we don't share trajectory, worldview of life, we don't share where we are going, and I would rather not. So, now let's say you are in.
You're already in. We have children.
And some of these people, they attach to children because children usually cooperate with the parent.
Yes.
You bring them gifts, they're happy.
Yes.
They don't have much accountability demands. And the emotional demands of children are manageable because just talking on phone and laughing and buying them what they wanted and tell them good night.
That's it.
You know, so sometimes people love children because children are easier to love. They don't have too many, they don't scrutinize your life. At least when they're young.
Yes.
they don't have too much. And that's why people use children to appear like they're a good person. Because a child is not assessing your behavior behind the scenes. It may be doing things that are unacceptable there, but as a mom, you're very present. You might even appear better than me because you don't discipline them.
Yep.
You just spoil them with the gifts. Children are easy to play to their minds with, at least when they're young.
Yeah.
And so don't always get flattered. And I think I want men, not every woman who has a child can make a good wife. Because many of them they find a lady who has a good baby, they're doing well, they're close, and you assume this is a perfect wife. It's a different energy from being a mother to being a wife.
Yeah.
Different energy. Loving a daughter is almost automatic. This is my blood.
Yeah.
Loving another human being here.
Were you again?
It takes another thing that many people can sustain.
Yes.
And if you want to know whether a person can sustain, from that first flash of chemistry and chatting and talking endlessly, try to keep it going for a week, 2 weeks. People get tired, will get tired. People get pissed off quickly and lose touch, they'll do that.
Yeah.
Don't do a whirlwind courtship. Some people have been so frustrated in the dating world. The time they find one person with whom they connect, they make it a whirlwind.
Oh, goodness.
And when they, we did not take so much time courting. We met in September and settled in October. And I told her, so you want me to discuss that? What is there to discuss?
Well, there are things I'm seeing that I had not seen.
So when you put the wrong foundation, don't come asking those who, how come my house went down? Your house went down because you put the wrong foundation.
Yeah.
Your house went down because you did not anticipate what might happen. So we are saying there are people who will change while inside because a child is easier to love.
Yes.
And although they started out in love with you, falling in love is different from growing in love.
In love.
Okay?
Yes.
Growing in love requires shedding layers. And when an ego needs to shed the layer, change a beak, change the cover, even a snake, they go out there.
Yeah.
Because the peeling off is painful.
Yeah.
Human beings have to peel off. And I told you one of the hardest things to peel off is how flirtatious you are with other single people.
That's true.
How welcoming, open door policy you are. You are not too strict to the people chatting you.
No.
Some you let them, you never responded, but you never deleted. It was not a big deal. Just flirtatious. And you flirted easy.
Yes.
When you enter marriage, you are a person's territory now. You need electric fence around you that you don't allow flirtatious chatting anything.
Yeah.
That watchfulness is not natural. It has never been there before. You bring it in, and your own urges to stop encouraging people and giving them hopes. And I told you the seductive ways of women are very powerful but very subtle. So if my wife, for example, had the habit of talking to people and inviting, it would be very hard for me to describe what I don't like. That's why men struggle. When you marry a woman who has no principles, she can encourage a guy on while saying nothing. So what will you
Yes, so what will you don't like what what do I do?
You see,
what exactly do I do?
she can just give a certain body signal.
Yeah. So I just
That is
sat there.
very flirtatious.
I didn't even talk to the guy.
So if I marry a girl and she never peels off that
Yeah.
and moves to the exclusivity that is required in marriage, to be very frustrating. For men, many of them will flirt, obviously, and take initiative, take step, or send money, or send gifts, or show favors. You will see the effort.
Yes. There'll be evidence.
You know?
Yeah.
Sometimes the lady can say, me, I didn't ask you for anything.
Yeah.
You know?
It's just, yeah.
And it can be just the way, I mean, I know you. Ladies.
I think you know a bit too much.
A lady can make a guy pursue, encourage him on without doing much.
Nothing. See?
Just the way she listens attentively.
Yes.
And the body language she has with me is exclusive to me. It's not words.
They make you feel like you're the only person in this world who's getting this
Do
attention.
you know what it means when a lady you have a crush on tells you, I've not seen you for a while? That is to say, I've missed you. But she does not use the word missing.
It's like it's...
Where have you been? Have you been okay?
Yeah.
And in the office, the tea is not hers, but the fact that she served you tea. She didn't buy it.
No.
We all get tea from there, but she.
But no.
This is for.
Yeah.
You spent the whole day fantasizing, feeling special.
It's just tea. And if you turn this around, it's like...
Tea Mikali brought it and said, more sugar?
Hey, Kusha.
That! Now that! Now imagine if Mikali as a guy is uncomfortable with
that, yes. So you complain. I don't like the way you took that tea.
But we are colleagues, we always have each other tea.
It's like the way you said more sugar. It's like...
So you can make a guy fall in love with you and pursue you madly while doing very little. Calculated. Let me remind men, women are not weak. They only weaken us. They play on that to make it look so that we are deceived and we are not careful.
Yeah.
If Samson knew this is potentially somebody who can take me down, he would have been more careful.
Yeah.
If David knew this woman has an advantage because I can crash on her without her crashing on me, and then I start investing energy and destroying my life because of her, she can weaken me. If you remember that,
Yeah.
you're likely to be more careful.
That's true. That is very true.
You know, and they have a natural advantage. And I was chatting with my wife, asking her how virtuous women restrain that, because they attract men without trying. You go to the gym, a guy has fallen crazily. You pass by some place, somebody has been spotting you. You go to the bank, somebody conversing there. I saw one meme, a lady saying a random guy at Razat Mall, swearing his love for me. I'm just taking my... Imagine, see, I walk into an art cafe and a random fella comes to swear by his gods and his ancestors, how he loves. And you hardly seen this face anywhere.
You've never seen it.
So at one of the shows,
Never.
we'll be telling people how to deal with people, these unwanted advances from people who are married.
They don't say it at first, and when they say it, no, they say, don't you want me to be honest with you?
So it is couched like honesty.
Being straightforward.
You know. So when we are in,
Yes.
and you realize a person is not peeling off the
Yeah.
masks,
Yes.
one sign is that they will take their attention to children. Children are easy. Remember that. And we're not saying loving children is cheap. No, it also requires journeying with children. But the people who do it maliciously,
Yeah.
to remain attached to the family without having to do the work of loving you. So that to the public, they're a very responsible person.
Yes.
And they show up in church holding the kids.
Yeah.
They carry the kids, they sit with them, play with them. Oh, wow, you're such a this lady loves the children. Oh my God, you married so well. And me, I know I'm starved. So that people transfer the energy there to avoid you.
Yeah.
And they always make sure children are around. There are women who can put men on rest spell by always bringing a baby to the bed.
Yeah.
A child to the bed. They're appearing like they're tending the child. Staying late because apparently they're pinching this kid not to sleep. People do things using children to avoid being there for their partner. People do think.
Hey, we're going too far.
Yeah, somebody was saying he suspects the lady keeps the baby from sleeping. Because the lady, the way the child is crying is like the child wants to sleep. But why is it not sleeping? So it's, man, I even suspect.
Yeah.
Until I've fallen asleep, then I'll realize later tomorrow. And days go like that. Days go like that.
Hey, bro.
So people can bring kids in between to avoid being available for you. The other more disastrous, which is more common now, the other situation why people love children more than you, is when they have transferred their energy to other people. If you can get estranged because of distance. Let me distance, when people are far away from each other, it's only a risk. It's not an automatic danger.
Yes.
Distance is a strain, something we have to compensate with communication and strategy.
Yeah.
And keep it brief.
Okay.
I don't know these people who marry a person purposefully knowing they'll be coming once, 3 times a year. And they keep asking, this person who married, the plan was coming after 3 months, now I can't stand it anymore. What were you thinking? What did you sign up for? Emotions. Can you think? Some people are so desperate for just getting married that they agree to any kind of arrangement without thinking. And I told you many times, you don't marry a neighbor.
Yeah.
After you marry, many people have to do adjustments to actually live together.
That's true.
But do you know that people only had a half commitment for the marriage? They wanted to get married, but still continue their separate life somewhere. So they'll purposefully walk away. Hey, purposefully get a job in Kisumu to continue their life there, their little life out of sight. There are people who purposefully do that. They get estranged from you.
Yes.
Emotionally. They are philandering there, they have other women there, other men there, they're doing their life there. And I told you, be careful with colleagues, because colleagues spend more time than the couple.
Yeah.
The person you sit to on the desk at work, when you have a regular work, when you're going to business, you spend more waking hours
That is true.
with them than me. When the day closes, we come together. But when the day opens, you go to them.
Yeah. And it's the whole day.
You know.
It's the whole day.
When a person is trying to use the work to be away from you, it's always out of mischief. And you can sense it.
Yeah.
They can develop. I've had cases, ladies, a lady told me she has, in fact, is it 2 children out of the 4? 2 are from that colleague over there.
Oh.
Yes. Sometimes they don't work together, they're just in the same town.
Yes.
And the family, the man is working. So They married while they were here, and the lady got a job far away.
Okay.
And she carried the children because it's more
Yes.
for her.
Yes.
So it's the man who travels to come, although their home is over here. The guy is the one who's situated near the home. And she's the one who walks away.
Yeah.
And she has the children.
Yes.
So they had to get a good house there because they are children.
Their children, yes.
It looks like a second home, although
Yes.
it's really far away.
Uh-huh.
Off, so to speak.
Uh-huh.
The way off from town or off from where everybody,
And the
everything
man
is.
works in our home, like
Yes.
around close
Yes.
to our home. Okay,
And
good.
he's the one who travels.
To come to me.
He's a nice guy.
Yes.
Many of these men are nice. They meant well. I told you we're endangered. Because good men are few and then they marry badly. The bad guys don't care. They're exploiting people, taking advantage of this, hurting this, doing this, walking over the other, breaking that of the other. The bad guys. The good guys now marry the bad girls. What happened? The bad guys went to the good girls and hurt them. The good guys who meant well did not marry the good girls.
They found, yeah. They found the girls that have been broken.
The sly. They go for the sly women.
They say that men, you know, those cute little gentlemanly men.
They easy to play.
They like drama queens.
Because the drama queen is thrilling.
Oh, that's why.
It's not easy to tame. When you are used to toxicity, peace looks boring.
Oh, okay.
Did you see the meme?
Yeah.
Dating good guys is so hard. Now he apologizes right away. Now what do I do with my anger?
Where do I take I have arguments. Where do I take that?
So you had built up something. You're ready for a fight. Means,
Yes.
oh my God, I realize what I did. I'm so
sorry.
Now you're wondering who to quarrel.
Yeah, what do I do with it?
People are used to toxicity until when they see maturity.
I don't know what to do with it.
So it's when people are estranged because of distance, and distance is not an automatic separator of people.
Okay.
People are separated when they don't manage the distance well,
Okay.
when they're not keen, and some people use the distance purposefully to create another life
Okay.
and to hide it. Don't marry a person who tells you you can't come to where I live, where I work. Even if they work in the camp, I work as police. Once we are one, I expect our lives to be transparent. The day you're telling me I should not, you act like I should not come, that's when I'll come. To confirm whether I'm safe with you. Because I've invested my whole life with you.
Yes.
The moment you act like you have something you want me to see in the phone, that's when I'll carry out my investigations. For as long as we are comfortable, I'm okay. But if you start acting fishy, now I should look to see whether I'm still safe with you. This is survival. This is not insecurity. This is, I give you my all, and I want to check whether I'm safe with you with my all. So, if the reason they love children is, although they are far away, it's easy to love children, spoil them with gifts, show up and be with them, spend time. When they are with you, the conversations are mature. They involve opening up. With children, there's no much opening up. They just wanted soda, jump, a castle, try to pay this, pay the other, drive them around, you take home. Our dad loves us. But I know, if I were to sit to the mom, would have to converse reality now.
Yes.
She knows what questions to ask. The relationship with children is good one, but it's very different. It should not replace the one with the partner.
Okay.
What shall you do then? Many
Yes.
people, they feel abandoned and starved, and they don't want to break the family because children are happy with both the other parent and the marriage. And you imagine if I leave, I'll look like I'm selfish. I pursued my own interest at the risk of the children.
Yep.
It will not appear good. So, but I'm still starving here. So they open up to, some people don't decide to really cheat. They just stop fighting. You know, faithfulness is a war. To stay, purity is a battle. To stay faithful to your partner, you have to always be on guard against all temptations and tests. And some people give you very luring offers. Sleep with me and give you all this job, and you know they have the appointing authority, and you've always known them. Some of these people are not strangers. They have an opportunity somewhere. The job you've always wanted. I know I can get you in, but what's in it for me?
Yeah. Scratch my back, I scratch yours.
You know,
Ridiculous.
so these are things you are resisting in faithfulness to your partner. Now they have abandoned you. Not only are you hungry, there's a chance to meet and also get a good. So many people don't decide to go out of marriage. They just drop the energy or the effort of fighting. What's the point? We can live today You just lower your guard.
Yeah.
You don't need to run after a man.
No.
I don't need to run after women. If I just stop being careful,
Yeah.
they'll bring themselves. Men will bring themselves to you. Women always have inboxes. We men, it's about when you have anything desirable, money, status, or anything, or promise, or anything, you can get anybody anytime. I mean, many people anytime. And the reason here is to say, once you feel abandoned, but you think you want to keep the family because of the children, you'll end up getting discouraged to fight for purity. You'll end up now giving in and now complicating. Once you cheat, it turns to you now.
Yeah.
You're the one who cheated. If you ever found out what compromises your inner life, your spiritual life, your convictions, your life, your mental health,
Yeah.
it exposes you. You know, the one who's cheating with you can cheat with others. You can't tell a person who's cheating with you to be faithful with you while cheating with you. This is a business of unfaithfulness. Where are you asking for faithfulness from?
We don't have that here.
Please, how did you come in? You came in through stealing. You asking me to stop stealing? Yeah, you would not be here if I was faithful.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you're exposing yourself to diseases and then many kind of things. The other thing is, if a child results, that's a permanent now. You don't. What's the future of that child? What kind of identity have you brought them to the world? Many children you see were very bitter today. They were born in this kind of arrangements that nobody planned what kind of life they will have. So the solution is to say, once the marriage is emotionally dead, don't stay there. Allow them to continue co-parenting with you,
Yeah.
but tell them, I will not sit on a dead thing. It will lead me to do things that are not me.
Walk away.
It will take me away from my faith, take me away from who I am. I am human. And the area of intimacy is a real need, like food. I can't deny it. Once I'm married, I know I'm entitled to that. And if it's no longer working, I better know I'm not married, so that is not coming. Rather than knowing I'm married now, you know. So I can see you're very good with kids, let's co-parent. And explain to children, tell them, stop hiding children from life, by the way, yeah?
Yeah.
Stop sheltering children from reality, yeah? They may have to do what you're doing one day, and you need to model it, eh? Stop saying children will hurt. What do they do when they are the parents themselves, the children, and they have children, and the situation has come?
Yeah.
Handle it with wisdom. Once you have been faced with between two hard decisions, you have to make a decision. You stay there, you cheat, get our kids out there, or diseases, or bitterness, or other things, they will still hurt the children. The repercussions will still land on them. I want you to maintain your convictions and your peace. I don't want to stay here famished, deprived, yet imprisoned. Placed where I'm supposed to be fed, then I am not fed. Then I am starved. Then I am tempted. Then I'm wrestling in my body, in my feelings and my needs, and yet they are valid. You having abandoned me here. There's no point. And don't wait for years. I don't know why people talk about years. Years doing what? Please, life is short, eh?
Yes.
Don't a chunk of years. No.
No.
A month is too long. Yeah, just a month is.
And this is how we conclude this conversation. If you feel distanced or deprived by your partner, you're supposed to raise it with them. And if they won't play spouse anymore, you should dissolve the marriage and co-parent instead. Zulu continues to say, whatever you do, never risk your life by resorting to unfaithfulness. It always ends in regrets, and it hides the fact that you were abandoned, and instead it makes you appear to be the bad one. Reflect on that. That is all we have for you today.